Hi, have you ever wondered how I make these beautiful crosses? Well, I'm going to show you how. Hi, in case you don't know, my name's Betsy. I'm the owner, designer, and creator of Busy Bees Design Shop, and I'm going to show you how I make my crosses. Okay, I've got everything pulled over. We are going to make a custom blend of this pink. So this is Bombshell by Sassy Cow, mixed with glaze. I'm not sure where I got this one. This was at TumblerCon for sure. This one is created by Firefly Double Bubble. So we're going to do a custom blend for one of the crosses for the lady who, I'm not sure if she's had cancer or if she has cancer, but we're going to do that one. Then another lady, another one of my custom orders is for a solid blue, but I'm going to go ahead and throw in some of this shimmery Crafty Cow, it's called Diamonds and Pearls, into the Just Keep Swimming. Now this one is from the Glitter Guy and Crafty Cow. And then the third one, they kind of went Christmas colors. So I have a red, but I thought kind of this more maroonish fuchsia type would really pop with the green and gold. I may leave this out because I'm really digging the green and gold, but we'll see. So both of these are Crafty Cow. It's cream soda and appetite. And then the Glitter Guy says Icus. So we'll see. But what we're going to do first, because my eyes are old, these lines are hard, I always mark off my full line. And we're going to go ahead and do 30 cc's of epoxy for these three crosses, because I do want to divide them up, make sure I have plenty of glitter and epoxy for each cross. And then what we're going to do afterwards is dump them into my trusty little coaster mold that I put all of my leftover epoxy in. And this is a coaster I just pulled out. I've got to clean it up. This is going to be mine. I have a cork bottom that I put on it, and you can see it's got all the stuff. So there's even, I don't know if you can catch it on here, but there is a thin layer of clear in here, and it almost looks like it goes all the way across. So that one had to been from a finishing coat of epoxy on a cup, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and mix this up. I'm using the tumbler epoxy. So some of you may have been around when I was here, just moved here from Azle, which is a little over an hour away. And the weather here, the humidity is so different. All right, guys, I got to get it off the camera for you so I can see it. Anyway, so the weather was killing me with the epoxy that I have loved and used. And there's a couple of brands that I've used. And I called my sweet friends with Crafty Cow because they're local to me here now that I've moved to Bowie. And they had this tumbler epoxy. That is what they had used. And let me tell you, I bought quite a bit. It's going to last me for a bit. But I'm learning and adjusting to the humidity and what to do. I may be able to go back to some of the other brands. But right now, this is my trusty go-to. I don't have a fast set in it. It's just my regular 8-hour epoxy. So these will sit overnight for me. All right, almost there. There we go. We got it. So we are going to go ahead and make up a full huge batch and then mix up, you know what, before we put these together, let's mix up the custom epoxy or custom blends so that we don't have to worry about that later. All right. And I just eyeball it. And because I know I'm going to use a whole lot of resin, that is such a pretty color. Let's go ahead and mix this. Now I have used this on my cups and I love it, and I'm getting glitter everywhere already. I can't wait to see what it does here with the cross. All right, there we go. There's that one. So these are just little like condiment serving cups. Can you even see it? I want to be sure I have it in the light for you. Did you see the blue? Look at this blue. It is gorgeous. All right. And this is just a quick tutorial because they requested it. I thought I'd go live and then I thought, no, we'll do this. All right, this pink is really cute. I'm not a pink person by any stretch of the imagination, although I'm growing to like pink. All right. The pink from Glaze, or the Glaze color pink here, is like a finer mix, and it's almost the same color. It might be just a little bit mauve, a little more mauve. But I thought that bright pink would be great to add to it. I do want a little bit more of this though. Now, if you've ever watched me with my cups, I do not do very well with chunky glitter if I add it after. If I put it in my epoxy, it's great. Ooh, look at that. I think that's going to be a great filler and really make the rest of this pop. We may want more of that bright pink in here. Look at that. And yes, I'm getting it everywhere, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup. As long as it doesn't hit the epoxy, we're good. And you may ask, what am I going to do with all this afterwards? Well, like I said before, we're going to just put it right into the coaster. So it's going to be a hodgepodge of all kinds of glitters and mess, but it will be gorgeous. Although this is a whole lot of extra glitter, so I may have to save this blend for a little bit and not mix it all up in there. Now for the last one, there's a lot of sparkle in here. Sarge is going to love it when I come in the house. All right, I think we're just going to stick with the cream soda and the apatite for the last one. This looks like golden slippers. Look how pretty that is, and look at all the glitter on my hand. All right, we're going to do just a little bit more here. And this green I am in love with. Don't want to overpower that gold too much. This could almost be Mardi Gras or St. Patrick's Day. Look at that. I went ahead and mixed epoxy off camera. So I'm going to just pour about 20 milliliters. I'm sorry, not 20. we're doing 10 milliliters. It may be more or less. And then we're just going to go ahead and start with the blue since it's right here. And I'm just going to add a little bit. And then we're just going to stir it up. Look how pretty that color is. Can you see that? All right. So let's clean this stick off real quick. Okay, now we're just gonna pick one. Doesn't matter which one. And I almost had a total mess, but I'm right-handed, so it's much easier for me to do it this way. So I just kind of follow along the cross a little bit. I let this kind of self-level. And this is why I try to keep paper down. The paper I have on my workbench underneath here is a mess. I need to clean it up too. All right. All right, before we dump that into our mold over there for our coaster, we're just going to be sure that this has kind of spread out evenly. All right, and then slide it to the side. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I want to put it in the edges. Definitely fill up all the space of my edges of the coaster. And this is going to be a work in progress. This will take a bit before I have this coaster finished, since it is my epoxy dump coaster. All right. And this little bit, we're just going to let it go. All right. I try not to waste. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I will go ahead and just dump it if it's not enough to put in here. All right, so now let's move on to, it doesn't matter which color we're gonna do now. We're gonna put about the same. We're gonna put about 10 cc's in here. Let's go ahead and go with the green. I'm gonna save the pink for last. Stir this up. I definitely have more glitter in this one than I did the other one. We may go ahead and add a little bit of epoxy in here since we do have enough. But look at that color. Now, I think that'll be fine. All right, so let's go ahead and start pouring it in. This is that green and gold. Let me just tap on the edge and see. Yeah, it's definitely gonna make it there. So it's self-leveling and it's definitely down there. All right, so let's add this to the coaster. Let's see. Now I'm gonna go ahead and scrape it out. It's just gonna go right here in the middle. All right. And yes, it is self-leveling, but there will be kind of like these little areas here that will fill in as I put more epoxy in. All right, now the last one, we're doing the pink. All right, we're gonna do it again, about 10 cc's. And then we're gonna go ahead and see how this pink turns out. Now, I will post a video in the comments once this has been completed and I demold them. So look for it in about 2 days by the time I'm able to get back out here to the shop and get them demolded. All right, let's go ahead and get this pink poured in. It really looks good. And I told you guys, I am not a pink person. I reached out to my supplier, Crafty Cow, to see if they have more of these cross molds. My crosses are becoming very popular and I'd rather be able to turn them out much quicker if I have more molds. If not, well, we'll keep doing what we're doing. All right, go ahead and tap on this. See if I can get that down there. Looks like it's filling in. All right, these do self-level and you can see bubbles are starting to rise. That is normal with the epoxy. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go on top of the blue again. This is how I know that my rims are completely full. And there will be bubbles in here as well. I'll pop those bubbles. I give people a heart attack because you have a lot of people who say never, ever, ever torch your molds. Well, I do. I haven't had any issues. It works for me. All right. And then we do have leftover glitter. So there's the beginning of our next coaster. I need to clean my hands off real quick. All right, and this is my trusty torch. My husband gifted this to me. I also have a huge one, you know, one of those blue butane torches. I think it's butane-o-matic or something. Yeah, I try not to use that too often. I'll use it when I'm doing cups, but I certainly don't like to use it when I'm doing my molds. All right. Yeah, because I'm afraid that's a little too much flame for that. So stay tuned. I will come back and show you the finished product in the comments.